Good to have you with us. If you're just joining, we begin with this story. Police have confirmed that a case of conspiracy to commit murder has been opened in connection with the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It says solid intelligence has been received about a group attending court who wanted to kill the judge, the prosecutor, and investigating officers. The trio who were present at the proceedings today were taken in for questioning and profiling this morning. Security has been beefed up since that incident. No arrests have been made at this stage as investigations continue and more suspects are being traced.
We mentioned, my lord, in paragraph 1.4 that Gwabeni was initially on a list of state witnesses for the state, but he was not called as a witness. And we mentioned, my lord, that the reason why he was not called as a state witness was mentioned by Brigadier Gininda, the investigating officer in this matter, as follows, as seen on the record of the 6th of June 2025.
All right, let's speak now to National Police spokesperson, Brigadier Athlenda Mathe. Good evening to you and thank you for your time. We are talking about a number of people that were questioned in court today by the police. Does that amount to arrests at this hour?
Well, a very good evening and thank you for the opportunity. I can confirm that we have registered a case of conspiracy to commit murder. We have been investigating this particular case for quite some time. We did take 3 people in for questioning for further investigation and profiling. We can confirm that they have been released. So the reason why we took them in for questioning is that we received solid intelligence corroborated by gadgets and electronic devices that we have seized, that there are high-ranking officials that are being targeted in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. And evidence at our disposal is that these individuals attend court proceedings looking for the opportunity to take out, murder these individuals as they enter court or as they leave court. So the steps taken today to take in people for questioning was for us to be proactive. We cannot sit with information. If we notice or suspect that certain individuals fit the description of those that we are looking for, then we have a right as the police to take people in for questioning, profile them, and so on. But we are aware that there are about 4 individuals that when we started with this particular process of removing people from court, they then ran away and they were outside court at that time. So we have a duty and a mandate to protect everyone in this country, more especially those that are involved in this high-profile case of the Senzo Meyiwa trial.
Yeah.
We know that the case is at a sensitive stage now. The state has already closed its argument, and now it's time for the defense to also prove their case. So we are leaving nothing to chance.
You're leaving nothing to chance. However, the 3 people that you say you suspect of being involved in this plot, they were questioned and later released. I'm not so sure what to make of that, because on the one hand, it's as if you're telling them that we are aware of your activities and therefore somehow you should be alert that the police are on to you, yet at the same time, you let them go. How do you know that these people may not have the physical addresses of the judge, the prosecutor, and indeed the investigative team?
Well, that is part and parcel of investigation, taking people in for questioning, profiling them, that is part and parcel of investigation. That's what we do when we investigate certain individuals. By us releasing them, we are not saying they're off the hook. We're saying we are investigating further, but we are also hot on the heels of those that ran away in court. We are aware that there were two groups. And like I said, we've got evidence that corroborates what we are alleging. We have seized certain gadgets and electronic devices with evidence that suggests that what we are saying is quite true. It is serious. It is an imminent threat. So the steps that were taken today was merely to ensure that we prevent loss of life with what we have before us. So we are heightening security. We are in talks with the NPA. We actually have an integrated court security plan. And a few weeks ago, both ministers of justice and police met with senior officials from both departments to see how best each department plays a role in ensuring they heighten security around courts all over South Africa. So in this particular case, we are not taking these threats lightly, and that is why we undertook that proactive process, in that when we saw or noticed individuals that suit the description of those that we are looking for, there was nothing wrong in our investigators pulling them aside and profiling them so that we are able to unmask who is attending these court proceedings and what is their role there and what are they actually going to do, so that we eliminate any threat that can unfold before us. We cannot just sit with information as the police, serious allegations being made and a serious target against high-ranking officials that are involved in this particular case.
So security will be and has been stepped up in court. That's one issue. The targets, it does not mean that they are safe when they go to their homes. Is there security provided to them at their respective homes?
Well, for security for security purposes, rather, I would rather not go into such detail. But like I've indicated, we are taking these allegations and the evidence before us with the seriousness that it deserves. And that is why we were proactive today in taking the first step in ensuring that we know and unmask those that are attending court proceedings, and that we get to profile who these people are. So we are still looking for other possible suspects or individuals that may be behind this plot. So we have been investigating this particular case for quite some time. We initially did not want to discuss it in the public domain because it is an imminent threat and it's quite a serious case. I think there have been previous threats before against individuals involved in this case, but we were able to contain them by providing, obviously, and putting in the necessary security measures. But with this latest information that has come forward, it's quite serious and it's of a larger magnitude, and that's why the steps that were taken. So we might see some of these operations being conducted regularly at the Senzo Meyiwa trial in and around, and obviously in and around those individuals that are being targeted. But to detail what is happening in terms of their security, I won't go into detail because that will be giving, obviously, these individuals information on how we have planned to secure these high-ranking officials.
Finally then, do we expect arrests anytime soon?
Look, we do not rush to arrest. We must first investigate and ensure that we have the right people. But like I've said, the evidence before us, the electronic devices that we have seized, it does indicate that we are working with a syndicate. I cannot mention who, on how or who these, who we seized these electronic devices from, but I can tell you there are individuals that are linked to this particular case. So it's quite serious threats that we are not taking lightly, and we will leave nothing to chance. We will continue to operate without fear or favor.
Brigadier Athlenda Mathe, thank you very much indeed.